And what is up? This is Callers Podcast, and of course, I'm your host for tonight, Drama's Prodigy. And tonight is a very special edition because we have, as you can see, a lot of very great dancers from the worldwide scene. Of course, our main one, this man needs no introduction. Give it up for Mr. Shaadow, all the way from UK, founder of Noises. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And of course, one of our most prominent hip hop figures in the Philippines today. We have Mr. JV, J Hop himself of J Hop Fam. And the man from the South, the very South, we got Mr. Miguel Casado, aka Gutter 1K. And yeah, so we're here to discuss a lot of the community, and in line with the event that's about to happen this weekend, which is called
It's called the Conspiracy X Noe Games. Yeah.
X Noe Games. Yes, and can we discuss what the conspiracy in Noe Games is all about?
I'll discuss the conspiracy, but the conspiracy is basically a dance battle, with a different judging system. It's like Fates of B-Boy, but it's gonna be judged via skill, performance, creativity, musicality, and battle tactics. Which is the judge? There's 5 judges that's gonna be focusing on one judging.
Okay.
So if you're a skill judge, you're only gonna focus on skill. So you're just gonna vote for skill.
Okay.
So the purpose of the conspiracy is for battlers to experience a different judging system, and at the same time, the audience and the battlers will learn as well.
Yeah.
So
So
what
this
is
is like
lacking, it's gonna
a
be like
fresh
a
take- a
workshop
fresh take
thing.
on
It's
the-
kind of workshop and battle thing
All
also
right.
for the viewers as well. Yeah.
So did you consider like getting specialists for certain criteria of judging? Or
Actually no. But
just
I'm-
more of discussion type.
Yeah, so more of it, and just like I just relied on the knowledge that I know how to judge, like a dance competition as well. So I just applied it into a dance battle, but I still it's not. It's I just want to have a different setting, because a lot of times the battle scene here is like judged based on overall, but sometimes it's really hard because you're missing some points, especially if you're just a new judge. So. What I'm trying to build is like for everybody else to learn when that's skillful, that's good performance,
All right.
that's good,
Yeah.
that's the battle tactic, that's why he won.
So that
Or-
it's more objective.
Yes.
It's objective on subjective terms.
not fully, because I think being a dancer, it's gonna be you're always gonna be on the subjective side.
Yeah, most definitely.
Kinda. But a
Like
lot of
that's
times
preference, yeah.
we can still be objective on, especially when we were talking about earlier about the musicality and stuff, because it's
Yeah.
gonna be how many layers are you hitting and everything. But most of the time, like I think I'm on a state that dance as an art form could be like very subjective. But again, this type of setting is just like I made this up for people just to learn from it also, but not too deep.
Yeah. It's like a clearer breakdown
Yeah,
of things,
clearer
right?
breakdown. Just
This is the conspiracies. How many? Fifth year.
Yeah, this is fifth
Holy.
year. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it's going further. Yeah. How about the Noi games? Like,
Yes,
can
sir.
you discuss further?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I created the Noah games with the concept of building a battle system that had a clear criteria, because judging is mainly based on opinion and vibes rather than like a clear definition of like what are we actually judging, what is the structure, what is the language, and what are the components that we're looking at. I think the only in like street dance format that have that is breaking. That's also why they're able to have infrastructure in the Olympics, because they have a clear system and criteria that they judge. So I wanted to create that to give dancers the opportunity to first of all explore topics and the depth of what they actually get, and be judged as fairly as possible. So like
Fairly as possible,
as possible, because if this criteria is really hard to uh, have biases because there's clear depiction that we're looking at. So yeah, the battle system is like criteria for the qualifiers and criteria for like the battle throughout, which depend on the editions, but mainly we focus on having the top 16 that focus on the 10 techniques of hip hop foundations. Meaning also that, which is a criteria in pre-selection, meaning that we judge for pre-selection, for example, musicality, technique, and fundamentals. That means that you scored out of 30, and if you don't have any basis, you ain't gonna make it. If you're not musical, you're not gonna make it. And being very precise to what musicality is as a term. I think generally speaking, I agree apart in what he said that dance can be subjective, but I don't think it is. I think dance can be subjective in the context of looking at art.
Yes.
If you look at art, you can be subjective as the interpretation.
Yeah.
But liking something in quality and something being good is two separate things. You can dislike something, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. That's a criteria.
It's like just more of a cup of tea, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can dislike something, but it doesn't mean that the quality is bad. And it's the same with dance. Even though it's an art form, there's things that are good based on clear criteria, and there's things that are bad. But even if you don't like them, which is subjective, the criteria makes it scalable.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I mean?
clearer, right?
It's like maybe you don't like a son of a basketball player, you hate how he plays, but he's in the NBA for a reason because he got skills. That's why I'm saying that it's not dissociative. Like you can hate the way that a building is structured, but the building is solid, so it's a good building. You know what I mean? Subjective, based on the like, but the quality of it is not. It's good or it's bad. And dance is the same, and I think this gives the layers to first of all put aside the opinion and focus on like the structure of movement, which is okay. We have a language, so this foundation that goes with it. We have musicality, which is very specific. It's first of all how fast you get in the pocket, because it's a battle. So if you dance for 30 seconds and you haven't entered the pocket and show different layers, you're not musical. You know what I mean? It's not that subjective. It's actually very clear if we just look at what we have as a library. Otherwise, I mean, breaking would not have a system either. You know what I mean? If it was that subjective.
If
breaking
it's
is athletic and art, so it would be even more subjective to say, hey, that person is just doing gymnastic or breaking. But because they have a system, you can differentiate somebody that just backflips from somebody that hits the floor.
I totally agree.
Have foundations around, have musicality, doesn't crash when you do floor work, because of that balance.
I like there's really like basics to it, like your own basis, because what for me with what I notice with a lot of battles or the judging, solely it's based on subjective on how they feel about a certain round, rather than like breaking down how it was made, like what you said with the musicality and the techniques and the foundations. So with this, have you ever like encountered any like conflicts with this certain system, with some battles that you did in the past with some judges on how their opinion with this one is, the system?
No, because I'm also very specific with the people that I want to involve in this. I stay away from stupid people.
We go straight up.
I don't mean, when I say stupid, I don't mean slow as like your IQ. I think stupidity is a choice, and stupidity is the lack of adaptability and the inability to do choices that are good for yourself and others. And there's a lot of stupid people in the world, and I stay away from them. So the people that I work with, I have a son of understanding and perspective to be even able to like judge that type of battle. So no, I haven't. Yeah, based on the people that I surround myself with, I haven't encountered any, even the people competing, because the battle is very specific. There's editions where you get to, a system that's called handicaps.
Yeah.
And there's a concept that I made that I use for my training, which is called the sand battle. You put a battle or like two pillars, and you dance around it. You have to dance on it and around it, and if you drop it, you lose the round. Somebody did that within 10 seconds, and they lost the round. You can't cry because that's the stake of the battle. You know what I mean? They were upset, but then it's like understanding, wait, okay, that's actually the stake. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's also why I'm creating those type of things to actually bring for battles to be battles, like that you go somewhere, you compete, but you actually learn if you lost or if you won. Because if you
Yeah.
won, it takes you 30 rounds to actually have won the battle, and you've went through fundamentals, you went through creativity, handicap concepts, so you've actually grew. And if you lost, you know what you're lacking. So, and I think that's what competition is supposed to be when it's fair and clear, because then it's not vibe. So you know exactly, hey, maybe I need to like up my game better because I shoot, badly or don't have the elements.
Yeah, there's a clear basis. That's the thing. I think the system also helps the community grow because you'd be able to see, how you go about with RPG games with the strength, the intelligence, and the stats. So I think there's a clear view on how people or how dancers could improve themselves further based on the feedback of the judging. Yeah. So this is your third time in the Philippines.
Yeah, third time.
Third time in the Philippines. So, how was it back then? How was your stays back then in the Philippines?
Um, the first time I came, I think it was 2019, yeah, just before COVID, and I think the community was at a very different stage in terms of I don't know like the overall dance community and the other styles. But when I came at the event, there was a Fête de la Musique by Lima B
Yeah.
and Vince. The hip hop community was basically the J-Up fam. There was just nobody. You know what I mean? There was not really people dancing. There was, when I'm saying, you had like maybe 30 people overall. Then I came
Where was this? Where was this fete?
2019.
Sa Power Mac. Oh yeah. Okay. So I think there was the time there was both the not bad stage. Was it right? There was two. Yeah, there was two hip hop stages that time. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was quite small. Then when I came back last year, there was a bunch of new people, which was interesting to see. I also know that the GFM did a lot, like working in a lot of like provinces, like trying to like push as much as they could,
Movement.
which in turn, like when people do things, inspire other people to create like a response to it. So those things are very important. And I saw that by coming back and seeing an influx of like new people that I didn't see before. Specifically style based. Like I said, I don't know about other styles and popping and whatnot, but there was just a bigger community when I came back. And it's more so of a question because I'm more curious to know what do you guys feel about your community and the state that it is right now.
In the hip hop scene
Uh,
or the community in general.
the dance community, generally speaking.
I think the dance community in general here in the Philippines right now. I can't speak for everyone, but maybe like on a general end that how I'm able to see it because I've been in the scene since 2000, I think 2008. Back then was really really small. Right now, people come and go, but the thing that we were like a lot of us were talking about a while ago is the generation now. There's so many of the new people just because the information and the how the workshops or how the trainings are being structured right now. It's really, I can't say it's easy, but it's very well versed already to be able to give to the people. So there's a lot more people coming in, but on another end, there's a lot of people also coming out, in and out. Like there's just some people that let's for example for battlers, there's a good like every time we have jams, you could see like a good solid 40 to 50 people that are consistent, but you'd be able to see that there's a lot more out there. It's just that I think it's normal because people just want to try some stuff and just um, try to nitpick what could help them in terms of not just freestyling, but more of like the choreography ends or the battle ends, or just plainly having fun. So yeah, the state of the community right now is I think it's in a healthy state. There's less conflict, less drama. It's more of like the people are being able to do what they wanted to do. There's certain parts of community right now in the community right now that's growing, but in terms of their own cliques, in terms of what they want to pursue. Like if you want to pursue a certain style, a certain community, or did you want to pursue industry? Did you want to pursue with like leading a team? There's a lot of opportunities now compared to then. But again, there's all the balance of life. There's also some cons to it. A lot of people as well. Since it's a growing community, it's a big scene now. Uh, you can see a lot are really, what can I call it, rushing for like uh, for not just recognition, like a name. Like I'm not saying it's bad, but uh, more so wanting to rush things in terms of being able to judge, being able to teach. And I know the way you go about with your regimen and your teaching structures. It's really like from experience, and it takes years for you to be able to grow yourself further on being a teacher, being a judge. So I think that's one of the, I think in the worldwide scene, that's one of the main thing. Like everything is so fast paced that a lot of the younger generations tend to like see it in a, how can I can't put the word for it, but like just really wanting to uh uh get to a certain pedestal in a fast in a fast time span. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think that's normal because when the scene gets bigger, a lot of individuals get involved, and when a lot of individuals get involved, the dynamics, like, it grows. So it's more so how we'll be able to deal with it for the community to grow further and be healthy. Yeah. Well, that's me. I think, Miguel.
For me, I think you can look at it in both ways. Like, there's pros and cons for growing. The community is a lot bigger than when I started. But the good thing about it, like every dance style right now, like dancehall, crump, b-boy, hip hop, can go further with just them. But before, if there's a crump event, you could see dancehall community, you could see hip hop community supporting it, or like supporting each other. But now, since it got bigger, it can one style can push further now just with them. But the pros for that is that, so it's gonna have like, yeah, more job opportunities for people because there's more a lot of people are getting inside the community. But at the same time, the cons of it is like community as a dance somehow lessen because we rarely see a dance event that you can see a lot of people, except open styles.
Yeah.
Like, except open styles, but not like before. When dancehall was growing, us crumpers are always in the black market supporting, right? And when the Lions Den 5, you can still look it up in the, is it Lions Den 5?
Yeah.
You can still look it up, and you can see a lot of people from different communities there. Yeah, KPs versus Hop. So I think you can look at it as like a pros and cons. And on the workshop, it's like the thing is, what do you call this? Like, the students now is just taking classes for the gram. More of them, like 80%. I'm not saying all. 80% is just like taking classes for the gram, for something to post, especially. But I think that's a pro in terms of if you are like a growing choreographer and you're promoting yourself.
I think it's
as
a pro if
it's
you're
a pro.
market oriented.
But again, there's still cons because
Yeah, yeah.
students are focusing more of it than growth. But don't get me wrong, there's still growth on that. But fundamental classes right now are mostly, what do you call this? Mostly disregarded because a lot of times the knowledge can be easily reached right now, not like before. Because of me, is that I'm from the South, and I always go to Manila just to take classes and spend money just to take classes like fundamental classes and knowledge. But now you can always, the pros of it, everything is reachable right now. Like,
Yeah, you just type it
Like,
up.
type it
Yeah,
up
Just
and
type it up.
everything,
But the
here.
con of it is you don't know. You don't know if the information being
Still-
fed to you is.
still, the cons
you
of
know,
it,
is it
yeah.
right or is it? You know.
there's a lot of information
Yeah.
that you can feed off, but again, you have to be careful also, and you have to be careful also what you feed yourself. So I think for me, you can always look it up as like pros and cons. Like, yeah, that's for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
My experience before I'm started joining battle is 2014, and then before I only joined open style because there's no hip hop category before. It's like one or two times a year, and then all of my experience in battle is more on open style. So that's the I think for me it helps me how to build myself, and then how I actually dance in different genres of music. But before I'm looking forward to join a hip hop battle, and then I experienced my first hip hop battle in Original Flavor. Yeah, Volume 1.
That was Nikki Owandi.
No, Ian, Ate Chanel, and Zyro is the judge.
Oh, the one underground.
Yeah, Roxy, yeah. Yeah, and then that's my first time to join hip hop.
Isn't it when sorry, isn't it when when Nikki was here? What was that?
Yes.
Oh, that was Boom Bap Fiesta
Boom
1.
Bap Fiesta, yeah.
Okay, that was
Boom
Boom Bap
Fiesta
Fiesta
1.
1. Okay.
Actually-
in Katipunan, right?
I know. The first I joined is from your event in Rush Dance Studio.
Yeah, that was Boom Bap Fiesta 1.
Yeah, that was-
Did
yeah.
you won?
No.
You didn't
It's
win.
my first time, and then I'm so curious about hip hop. And then
Oh, yeah.
my consciousness in hip hop dance before is I need to use all of the vocabulary or the
Is it party bass?
yeah, party bass. And
yeah.
then when I saw Original Flavor before, and then I saw them how they dance in hip hop. So it's being creative in how you felt the music or how you be socialized in other people.
Mhm.
And then that time I've been practicing before, like it's like 2014, and then my first hip hop champion is 2015. It's like a long journey for me because I received like I'm practicing all by myself before, and then I experienced that event, and then I feel like the first championship that I received is like, for me, is like the results of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then
Bro, what you were, what he was just to give context was because he was like the newest member in Original Flavor. We were Original Flavor then. He was the newest member then, and we are all from the north.
Mhm.
He's just the only one from the south. He travels like 2 to 3 hours just
Yeah.
to train for like what, like 2 hour training, 3 hour training, and he just sleeps there
Yeah.
and just go home in the morning. Like it was well deserved. Like he was on
Yeah,
fire,
thank you.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then before, yeah, it's like how I what you said it. That time is like for me, you will see the people only in a few, like 20 people joining hip hop battle before, and then after 10 years, 5 years, it's like there also other provinces in here in the Philippines, like they have a community over there, and then they're trying to build a hip hop community based in freestyle. And then by the time after the pandemic, I'm too shocked that people nationwide, I don't know his name or I didn't met him before, but where did you come from, right?
I think
Yes.
there's a certain silver lining with this pandemic,
Yeah.
in the sense that a lot of people were like just inside their houses. There's nothing to do, so there's more. So a lot of people like got into
Yeah.
more, getting more skills, or just
Mm.
being able to do what, we have choreographers that don't battle before. When the pandemic hit,
Mhm.
like a lot of the dancers were really like crossing over with each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
The choreographers were battling. Next thing you know, the battlers were doing choreography,
Yes.
and everyone was like getting involved with everything. So
Mm.
I think that's the silver lining of the whole pandemic. But yeah,
Because there's a lot of me time. that
there's a
time.
lot of me time. Yeah,
Then
everyone was
training,
working out,
yeah.
bro. Like, oh my god, the challenges, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's what's up.
Mhm.
So I got a leading question on that, because I don't think people reflect on those things, but it's super important. Do you think your community is in a sustainable state? Sustainable state, that means that the community has a financial infrastructure for people to keep on doing what they're doing. There's pathways for people to be able to live from dance. And there is a good passage of information to younger generation to like equip them with skills and right mindset and mentorship. And also, when I say pathways, is choreographing for like a singer is not the pathway.
I get like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, theaters, like actually structural things that can help the scene be fine for the next, I don't know, 100 years.
Yeah, I think right now there's a clearer pathway compared to, again, I've been in the scene since like 2007 or 8. Back then there were really like, the thing here in the Philippines is like, for the most part, even in the industry, or like in the communities, like dance was perceived as, just to back up, or just for a bit of entertainment in TV, or in parties, but not that it's bad. Of course, it's part of it all. It's part of the industry. Then it doesn't really have a clear pathway, just because the only career path that you'd be able to, that would be able to help you sustain your dance career is, it's either you're in the television, or in commercials. Big shout outs though to the Philippine All Stars, because they really revolutionized the scene ever since 2006, 7, 8, after their world championship with HHI.
Shout out to Mami Lems, still
Shout out
here.
Mommy Lems.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, shout out Mommy Lems. Always in the community. And I think, speaking of Mommy Lems, it's like, these OGs were the ones who tried to cultivate the culture, to be able to push through, using the knowledge of the culture, to push forward rather than just just doing it for the sake of the commercial industry. Now there's a clear pathway because of how it progressed. Like how like you have only 5 people that are moving. Next thing you know, the next generation, one person from those 5 persons would be able to teach 10 or 20, and like it pushes more, like it pushes further to having a lot of people. So there's a lot of like avenues right now that you could go about. And I think what's good right now is a lot of opportunities are being opened that like we didn't even imagine that was possible, you know. But I think we're still going there. We're still getting there because it's really hard. It's really hard here. Like for us, I could speak for people that are really like pushing dance as a career here. It's hard because one, mostly of the resources, like uh, it's a no-brainer that the Philippines is a third world country. So not that I'm putting the nation down. It's just that, of course, people have their own priorities. It's hard to invest in yourself, to fund in yourself, and we all know that it takes a whole lot of resource for you to be able to push through. Just with training alone, provision of everything. So people are more practical in terms of really like choosing or doing what they should be doing for their careers in life. But yeah, it's getting there. I think it's sustainable now, but it's not fully sustainable. It depends on what you're doing. It depends on your network, what skill set can you do, how knowledgeable are you in terms of like your craft, and being with the right people or doing the right thing for what let's say for being a battler, being a choreographer, being a teacher, being a coach, being like everything is it's it's plausible. It's possible to do it, but the level of competition, it's really like a lot of people are really like fighting and going further to be able to build themselves there. But the good part of it is it's already there. It's just that it's a matter of how you're gonna get there. What are you gonna do? Like what process will you be able to do? Because the thing about it is there's no one way to do it. There's no one process to do it. So you'd be able to like just make your own pathway for you to be able to make it sustainable as a career. Yeah.
Mhm. Uh, it's interesting because you said, yeah, that people were being more practical. Um, and I had a conversation with the guys before to like highlight the difference between the game of life and the game of dance, which are not the same. Dancing, you may not like what I'm gonna say, but it is irrelevant in life. It's just art. When you come out outside of doing dance, somebody looks at you, he sees a human. He don't see you doing backflips, the last wave of competition that you won. It don't matter. It ain't gonna matter to you kids. It's not gonna matter to nobody else beside in the dance world, which is fictitious. We made it. The dance world and universe only exists in dancer's head. It don't exist in the real life. And I think there's a difference between like dancing and saying and trying to make it a profession. You've got to be practical. So it has nothing to do with the. All right. It's kind of like being a third world country means that you live life on difficult mode.
On
all
hard
right?
mode, yeah.
Being in the first world country and being in a minority means that I live life in difficult mode.
Yeah.
Right? Choosing to open a business is difficult. What is dance? It's your own business. But people don't look at it like this. That's why you fall prey of the system and not being able
Exactly.
to do things. It's
Exactly.
your business. That means that you got to be practical. You got to make choices that relate to you building something. That's why I laid along when you say practical and it's hard. It's just that people don't. People are being stupid. They don't think in practical terms over how to build a career, but they wait for
To brand
the
yourself, right?
opportunity that's gonna maybe make them famous and is gonna give them security, which doesn't exist. Which is why you dance and do 10 battles, thinking, I don't know, somebody's gonna invite you then to Europe because you did a battle there, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna win a battle in Europe, and then you're gonna start giving workshops, but there's no, okay, what are you doing in 5 years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I'm gonna choreograph for Beyonce. I'm gonna be on tour with her. Then okay, what's gonna do after the tour? You know, those are not. Security doesn't really exist. The only thing that you can do is like build, I believe, odds to make life possibly easier for you. You know what I mean? Like for example, in 2008, when they had the market crash and economy, everybody thought they were fine, and then some people that were already rich were broke. Some people that had a job lose their job because we're in recession.
Yeah. it was-
Nobody knew COVID was gonna happen. A lot of people were like, I'm touring, I'm good. Oh, I can't work for like 2 years now. And then, you know, businesses that started to open, that were popping, that had to close. Security is not a thing. You can just like add odds. But I think dancers, not dancers, artists have like a self-destructive mentality of wanting to be chosen so badly that they delude themselves into thinking, I am talented, I just need somebody to see my talent, and then I'm going to make it through. And that's super dumb. That is very dumb. It's super stupid.
it's like a one-dimensional, you know,
Not even just
perception of it.
one-dimensional. That's like your ticket to hell. Because this is just going to bring depression, sorrow, bitterness, because you want to be chosen.
Yeah, you're just building expectations. Yeah.
That's why the same thing. If you're 40 years old, 50, you've been competing for like 30, you're still battling. It's crazy. Hey, it's just crazy. You gotta fix your sense of self-worth and like ask yourself why you're still trying to be chosen after having done it for so much. And I would just wish dancers would just change their brain cells a little bit and understand that, just even for you guys, I made them understand. You're in a third world country. The state that you're in is not the worst. Third world country that are going through wars and famine, and that's bad because you have options. There's no war, there's no like high level crime. You just have like a huge disparity between these people that are super rich and there's a lot of poverty, and then you have corruption. That's
Yeah.
that's your
That's a
battlefield.
big
There's
thing.
that. But you also have big corporation. There's no way you're struggling and I can go to a McDonald's because this is a $1 billion company. Why would they come to the Philippines? Why would I see KFC? Why would you have some expensive cars? that I
Yeah,
get?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
It doesn't make sense if
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Why would Red Bull come if it's so bad? You know what I mean? It's because there's potential, but it's also you guys understanding that you've got to own your own potential and build your own garden. You shouldn't wait for Red Bull to like build an event where
Yeah.
you win, they give you no money,
Yeah.
and then, oh my God, I'm going to be seen and maybe get famous. While you're there and they came because of the talent that exists here. They don't come here because it's just terrible and there's nobody. They come here because there's a lot of talent in the Philippines. That means that the only reason why you guys don't have your own Red Bull is because you didn't just like think outside of, I want to be chosen. It's like, what can we do here and what can we build with what we got?
Wait, what we got?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there should be a Filipino big event that should exist. Not relying on like a foreign company that's based in Australia and that you don't know about. And that's basically you fighting the remnants of colonialism and you rely on the colonizer to just give you an opportunity. You know what I mean? That's what I think is like really owning the fact that you're Filipinos. You
think-
got all of these things.
Yeah,
Just,
I
you know?
think it stems to. This is getting deeper. I think it stems from like what you said, like the colonial mentality, because for here we have a whole, a whole scene that's like we have these people like doing events and movement in the Philippines that are really like deeply rooted with how talented the scene is. It's just that sometimes people tend to want to be involved if there's like a bigger uh a, a bigger let's say corporation behind it, or if it's like if it's a famous thing. That's when the people want to get involved, but the really the groundwork of the community movement is really there. It's just that a lot of people don't really like go about with these movements, like, so
That is mentality.
yeah,
But I
this
mean, this
is
is also your role as a community to like instill those thoughts into the people that surround you. You know what I mean? That's what community is meant to be, is sharing your basically, like, for example, like what you told me about like your perspective of the community is very nuanced because you were there when there was nothing and then you saw the difference. There's a lot of people that are young that did not see when there was nothing. They're seeing this and they still don't like it because that's still their experience, and they still think it's much better over there. You know what I mean? Because there's no those type of conversation between different people.
Yeah.
To give that's what wisdom is. Like, we didn't get to like learn how to like not touch fire because it burns, because we just knew. You knew because the knowledge was passed on. Don't touch this, it burns. So you can also be appreciative of something that you don't fully understand because you just have something there. And you did not have, or you did not even see, get from one stage to the other. You know what I mean? So I think that's also important because, like I said, I really wish for our communities around the world that dancers stop being stupid. Because we're now on the bottom of the pyramid because of the lack of resources or talent. It's because every dancer in the world just wants to be chosen. Dancers would do a music video for free. Crazy. They would do it for like 200 euros. Crazy.
That's the thing.
They're going
though.
tour for like working every day for a month and they get paid 2,000. They're happy. Crazy. You know what I mean?
And
But
the people hide it behind exposure. Oh my gosh.
that's the same thing.
Oh
It
my
comes
God.
back to like what I said, the need to be chosen or being seen. And that's the thing. That's why also we don't have like big value things, and because of that concept. Like I said, we even made like some of the biggest like music hits got made because of us. Corenda, Soldier Boy, freaking
Bro,
single ladies,
even
all of the
TikTok right now.
things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It goes back to that, to understanding that, like, the richness and value that we got to offer. But I also think that it's important for people that have different life experience, like you guys, to also foster conversation and instill those thoughts into, like, the younger community or the people around. So that also you guys can, like, fight that programming. We love the programming. I even had it too, living in France as a minority, you know what I mean? Where you are, because the default is this is good and this is so even me, I saw all the things like, okay, this is much better culture, until I had time to grow and even figure out my own personal identity. But I think it's important, because otherwise you go into a loop where you use all of your richness and resources in form of dance for other corporations that are not even Filipino.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not from here. At least if they were from here and you want the exposure, but at least you invest in your garden.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
not your
yeah,
garden.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to add to it, it's a good thing that you brought up that as an artist you don't really matter, like something like that in life, like, because I agree on that in parts, because and one more thing about like being in the Philippines is we always like, what do you call this? Like we always like have some negative things about, we have it bad here in the Philippines, but honestly, we did it. We don't. Here in the Philippines, when I was, I'm talking to one of my brother, like my kuya, has like a really good business in New Zealand. So, but basically, he's like doing math on me, like. But here, yes, we are a third world country, but again, we have so many people here. The market that he has to hit, like when he was selling cars there, like he was like doing math into me because I was like that. Like I was like, no, it's very hard in the Philippines. It's not like here in New Zealand. That's you got it easy here. I was that, but he hit me with facts, with mathematics. Like okay, then he hit me with like, for me to be able to sell cars, this is the population of New Zealand. This is the population of Philippines, and something like that. In order for me to hit this margin, you only have to sell it for 5% of the people of the Philippines. When that hit me, like, oh, so that's why Chinese people are coming here. That's why a lot of people are coming here to sell us something because we're buyers. So the thing is, like, if there's more people, there's more buyers. So you just have to like not be stupid, not be stupid, and choose like how are you gonna sell it. And one more thing about the community. Yes, I agree that we can have like so many good things revolving around us, but the thing is, I'm just gonna say this, and this is what I observed: the Philippine community is not ready for it because they are too delusional that dance is gonna come something into like somewhere over there, you know, like so now they're like gonna be politics and stuff. No, this is my what do you call this? Is my hood. This is me. This is mine. This is mine. Something like that. So now, in the Philippines, when you are growing up, you always have this mentality of like survival of the fittest. So now they apply it in the Philippine dance community. So that's why everything is segregated. That's what I'm talking about earlier. Like, it was fun before. It's still fun, but it was. I think I can speak for a lot of like the 2010 to 2015 eras. It was super fun.
It was super fun. Oh
The
my gosh, I
community
can't.
way back. The community way back.
God
we
damn.
don't even what do you call this? We don't even think about the money.
But that's the thing. There were no like, as I've said a while ago, there was no clear pathway.
Clear
There was like,
pathway.
it was just like pure jams. It
Yeah.
was like just not thinking about
We
know.
were dancing and learning, I guess.
Yeah,
And
it's,
having
it's,
fun.
it's
and,
like it's
and
like
you
being
can
in
feel
high
the
school.
community. Like
but,
even
but I think it's normal. It's also a because you're 92, we're same generation, and I think like around the world, like I started dancing around 2010.
Yeah.
So even for me, it was very different because I got out of the curve, like being 16, where there was still, even in like London, there were still dance clubs. So I experienced even
The
going to
dance
club
clubs.
and dancing, and again, because things were still very novel. People were just doing, all the competition. You were just learning. It was different. But I think it's a normal thing with evolution too, which is you went from like an old style type of community to people finally having to specialize and could
Yeah.
be like, okay, I can just house. I can just, I have my community.
Yeah.
And then the growth process too, you need to have conflict. Like right now for things to grow. But then there's supposedly another stage if people are not done, which is understanding, okay, there's more to this.
Yeah.
And maybe going back to like different spaces.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 2010s were, I think, special, generally speaking, around the world. Also because music was so, like, there was so many novel
Yeah.
things that came up that even changed the way people
and
danced.
Now
you know?
we go to the club to dance, not to drink. We
Yeah,
go to
that's
club
true.
to cipher and everything.
Yeah.
That's the culture. But now, you rarely see a club that's like
I think it's because of the easy access with the digital era right now. Like you get
Yeah,
to see
true.
everything through screens.
yeah. That's
And
what
even-
that's what I'm
yeah,
like talking
even-
about, like the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Now there's social media.
Yeah,
Now,
even socializing, like people like go about it in sending DMs and not like when you go to the clubs and like just really party and get to know.
Even like attending jams. Like jams used to be a general thing.
yes. And
That's
before
where you
even
could actually hear music the loudest.
Yeah.
yeah, no, but even before, there's no social media, but words spread so much. Like, where to find the jam is, where the workshop is, like the now, oh, someone's gonna be here, like, so okay, where, when, and now you're excited to it. Not like, but now when you see a workshop international, scroll up, something like that. But I'm not saying it's
Maybe
really bad.
because I have a bit of a theory. Maybe because it's we have it on a regular basis now here.
that's what I'm
that
saying, it's
that people get to overlook it.
Yeah.
Not unlike in the past that it's a rare commodity. So yeah, so it's a rare commodity. So like whenever there's a thing, like people take a grasp of it right away. With comparison to now that I could just I could have access to it like one way or another, not like even not on personal ends. You know how they have like online workshops now and everything. You could
And-
inquire. So not that it's a bad thing, but it takes away something from what was happening
And-
back then.
And I'm not staying away from the topic. It's like when you bring out the question about sustainability, and yeah, I agree that there's no such thing as, because everything is manual. Even if when you're growing, everything is manual. Even if in business, you can't just like put up a business and don't work on it.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's
You'll die.
really stupid if you like just go higher and everything. But that's like capitalism or something. But yeah, one thing I saw in the community. That's why I agree that it's not sustainable here. One thing that I agree: look at our leaders. Look at the leaders of the dance community, like the real leaders of the dance community. Some of them work their asses off in different jobs, just to
Different
sustain
industries.
what they love to do.
Yeah.
On dancing, which is, I really respect that.
Yeah.
For it. But if dance is really sustainable, they wouldn't be doing that. They would just like keep doing dancing, if you know what I mean. Like, and I think that's like one of the bad things that's happening here in the Philippines also, because there's no more pure leaders that's like sharing and everything, because it's not sustainable. But again, I agree on what you're saying, that there's a clearer path right now, especially in social media. You just have to promote yourself. So not be stupid enough just to blame the system and everything. You have like a lot of like tools, like there's TikTok and everything. But again, when you're like a battler, I think it's very hard. Instead of being a commercial thing, like you're like promoting yourself in a choreography, especially choreography is like really hot right now.
The dance challenges.
Dance challenges
yeah,
and everything.
It's hot right
but
now.
But on the battle scene, I think it's very hard. It's
Well, I
really
mean,
hard.
in terms of battle specific, the only path for like battles is breaking. There's no path for any battlers in any other style because there's no infrastructure for it. There's never been a path for that. Breaking is a recent path because Monster and other, infrastructures invested into it, and then they have
Yeah.
the Olympics now.
The
which
Olympics
changed
is the
the
game
complete
changer.
field of breaking, because now you have random kids that just want to break because they want to be an Olympian. So it changes into the field on a very different perspective. But otherwise, for battlers, there was never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like you still be stupid to try to build a business around something that doesn't have any outcome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And
Because it doesn't have.
just to add to it, when I say choreography, people is like is more easy access for opportunities. Yes, but when you talk about sustainability, still no, because I can see a lot of like choreographers. I know a lot of choreographers that are really famous here in the Philippines. But when I talk to them about life, they're still living in a studio, still living, commuting and everything. But when I talk about sustainability, because now I'm a father, when I talk about sustainability, can you actually put up like bills on your family? Or are you gonna sustain all your basic needs? Like just basic needs. I'm not saying
Yeah.
luxury stuff.
Yeah.
Just basic
Being
needs.
able to like leave and
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
okay.
like
leave.
just
Okay.
I think
sustain
that's what
yourself.
sustainable. Like
Yeah.
you can
So-
live from it and you're okay. If you
But
break
you-
your leg for 2 months,
Oh
you're
my
still okay.
gosh.
No,
Uh,
but yeah.
You know what I mean?
But now, me, I know a lot of famous choreographers, like thousands of hundred thousands of followers. and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
I
yeah.
talk to them. How's the money? Yeah, it's good. Classes is here. Classes is good.
if it's just
but
for
when
you.
you talk about sustainability, this is my awakening in dance. that's why I shift my income not in dance. So I can still do dance.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be heartbroken if I keep loving dance and it's not giving me something, you know. But
And you get
'cause
burnt
I was
out. You'll
that
get
before.
burnt out,
Yeah,
like
I get
in a
burnt out.
sense.
That's why
you know?
now I make event. The last time I made the event, like everybody's paid, but me, it's negative.
It's always a
it's
red
always
line.
negative.
Oh my God! Wait,
But before I
just
get-
to be clear, it's hard to do a
It's hard
freaking
to do
event.
a
If
freaking
you
event
think
here.
we're making money out of it, bro,
No.
try to
Yeah,
do it.
You
Try to
compute
do it.
everything that
Come
we,
on.
You compute everything that's going
I
in.
dare
but
you.
Please compute everything that we spend also.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's hard here. But before I was like, why am I doing this?
We had the conversation with Mommy Lemma with that. Oh my gosh! Like, I'm
then
still doing it.
I still get. I think this is like the real one stays. Like if you really love dancing, you have to figure it out. Like how yourself is gonna be sustainable to do it.
You know, you have
not
like
the dance itself to be sustainable. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, because a lot of like people that I know, they're just like living outside dance, putting a living and still dancing.
Yeah.
For them not to be heartbroken on this system, because now I put up like conspiracy and everything with my kids and everything with my students, like, hey, let's do event. But it's now like now I can work really for the community because I'm not expecting anything back. Like now I can work with, but that's why me I don't, if you have issues with me that I don't invite because I'm scared to invite. Because a lot of people are like expecting, of course, to pay.
Resource.
But sometimes I can't pay.
And that's the thing too. Sorry, I have a
I'm able to
lot.
pay.
Yeah.
But when you need my services, I'm always there.
I'm good.
Every
I'm
community
good.
that
I'm
you can
good.
speak of, I'm always there.
I-
So that's why now the community is like, for me, is like, okay, let's work together. But again, man, let's not expect money because you know the game.
I think
It's like that.
that's the thing too.
But
with
I'm not
your-
saying it has to be like that forever. Let's build something for the next generation so they don't have to experience the thing that we're experiencing right now.
Which is,
So
I think
that's
it's
the
being
goal.
made already.
That's the main goal. But as a leader at the moment, I think it's very hard to believe that it's like sustainable for at the moment. That's why you need like a shift on your income.
Yeah, for one
For
thing,
you
for
to
one
do-
thing, for one thing, I could say it like in a sentence. You know, it's hard to help when you don't have your own resources, right?
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
right? We
right.
said it's a business.
Yeah, that's
Can you
what-
open a business with zero money?
Exactly,
To
right?
sustain it?
Yeah,
You need either a loan for a few months,
Yeah.
or your family to help you, or you having saved money. Because you have opened a business with no money, how'd you cover?
if we're all stuck
It's the same.
here,
as a
yeah,
dancer,
if we're all stuck here, how can you like, how
Exactly.
can you pull
You know?
people up? You know, like one way or another, you're gonna need resources to do these, you know, these events, these, you know, these classes or investments or anything like that. That's one part of it. That's why you were saying like being an artist, like it doesn't really like matter, but if you really have the heart for it, you know, like you should have another, you know, resource just to go about doing what you need to do for the community. Yeah, and for one thing, people should be able, like I could speak for myself, like people should understand that there's a certain window time in your career that you'd be able to, like, you have your name out there, you're being flown here, being the judge here, being like, there's just a certain window time that the younger generation should be able to understand that it's just gonna be a window time that you should take advantage of to build yourself for the long term. Because if you're just gonna, you know, you play around with like, I'm gonna be here forever, no, you won't. You're just gonna have a window time. It's a matter of how smart you can get with that window time to be able to push further with what you want with, like, in the long term. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's long-term planning and thinking too. It's beyond just here. I think generally speaking, there's just not example of like the older generation of like dancers or OGs that have a good stable life situation. And it's why also that knowledge is not being passed by the people older than us. I've never heard anybody speak about retirement plans, speak about advancement, practical tools or pathway in order to like build your career and the system within your career. Nobody, people speaking about dance stuff and you know, grooving, what is hip hop, what is not hip hop, but you're not talking about what is valuable for life, which you know, push a generation of just stupid dancers that don't think. What I mean, like being an artist doesn't matter. It's not that art does not matter. I mean that your value as a person is being a skilled human. You dancing, singing don't matter, because to the outside world you're just a human.
Yeah.
And if your brain is empty, by the time you age, because you know when we reach 40s, 50s, you're supposed to be a valuable person in society.
Yep.
You're supposed to be a person too that your family can count on, your friends can count on. You bring values to communities that you're being around it because you have wisdom.
Yeah.
And if you're 40, 50 and you got nothing to offer, life will eat you. Because first of all, who's gonna pay for your life when you're 60 and 70? You know what I mean? So I think those things are important. Sustainability is also like how you gonna retire. Yeah, as a kid. I asked them this today. You want a family? They said yes. And I told them, what the fuck are you doing then? You want to build a family, but you're just going in this route like recklessly, just doing battles, whatnot, but you're not building the skills as a human to first of all be able to have a family, the infrastructure to be able to afford having a family. Babies are fucking expensive, guys. They're very expensive. They're little humans that do not work. They don't work.
But they eat everything.
And they eat everything.
You're not gonna eat for them to eat,
All right?
bro.
I don't have babies, but I have a lot of nephews and nieces and people that I take care of. When I handle and I have to like take kids and like bring them places, and I was shocked. I brought my nephew. We go and play some games. All right, boom, play your games, good. You want some food after? All right, great. You want this and that? Then I look at. I'm like, wait, why did today cost me like 500 euros? I don't normally spend that much on food. I was like, oh, that's the kid.
Yeah.
That's not me.
The kid costed me and he's free. He's for free. He's not gonna pay me back, and it's not my kid. Imagine that's your kid now. That's gonna cost you until he can work. That's not 1 year. That's not 2 years. That's life.
Yep.
If the kid gets sick, you have to pay for it. It's not gonna work. You have to be able to pay for it. So that's what I mean. That those things are very important because in the flow of like, I'm a hip hop breaker, popper. I'm just doing my things, and it's the hip hop way of life. No structure because we hip hop. That's dumb. Don't do that. Like, do not do that because then you're gonna reach 36. No, because if you're stupid 40 and you're like, oh, my life sucks.
Bro.
It's the fault of society. Society is horrible. This is why everybody they can't see my talent and my worth. You know what I mean?
Bro, it was funny that you mentioned that because when what do you call this? The anniversary of hip hop, when hip hop was born, there were so many hip hop dancers or hip hop, I don't know, hip hop, the lowest hip hop ones. They're always like having a lot of like issues about hip hop and like we know hip hop and still this like, and I post a status like, bro, it's already 2025. And you're still concerned about what hip hop is. We're here having a problem to sustain our jawline, something like that. But I was like, dang, bro, like it's like, cause it's real. Like you're too focused on that. You're what, 35, 40 years old. And you still care about that. You still care about how low your pants is and everything. Bro, we should be talking about life and everything because yes, I can understand the new generation. You're passionate about it. Like when the new ones, like Jiguro and Slenderman. Shout out to these guys.
Yeah.
But they're like so
Please,
passionate.
no
But
more.
it's a healthy conversation that
No
they
more.
had. And as a kid, I can reflect on it. Like, dang, I was like that when I was a kid. But
Yeah, I
when you-
think because it's a normal phase.
yeah, it's
you
a
know,
normal
but
phase.
but
when you were a kid.
Yeah, but
the guys that I'm mentioning is like 35 to 40, like still there.
That's the thing that was already you know how the community had these conflicts before. It's up to us now
But it's
to be
normal.
able to send the message that these new generations, you don't need to fight over these things
Yeah.
anymore.
I mean, I think for the new gen, it's a normal thing.
Yeah,
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 like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is.
The old one thing should stay the
Yeah.
same. This is why you have like it's just outside of just hip hop. Society is built in the same way. You have old people that lead societies and
Same.
countries that want to conserve the same thing because it benefits them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have us, the youth, that wants to break the system because we
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. It's the same when you come up into something and you have the old guy just like telling you it's not this and that.
And
I'm a
you're
young
gonna-
person.
Yep.
I'm not gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
That's my role
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah, yeah.
revolutionary.
Yes.
You're a bit stubborn, right?
I mean,
Because
we
you
experience
have
the same thing, like
yeah.
my jam with like paradox and everything. It's the same thing. It's the same conflicts.
Yeah, but the
And
good thing about now that the conflicts are more handled really good, right?
Yeah, unlike
The one thing
before.
I think-
Oh my God.
But that conflict, the Jigoro and Slender, it's really good for me. But the one thing that making it worse is the dance community.
No, the ones who are like chiming
Yeah,
in,
like
you know,
chiming
you know,
in inside,
and then,
like-
I think
know?
in social media that's the thing right now. That's why people want clout. You know, like you know how they do rage baiting.
The conflict and
You know, yeah, because they can make money off of it.
And
Come
a lot
on,
of people
bro.
do this here in the community. When they jump on the conflict, it's now more of about their opinion, not about
Not
the
about the
conflict.
conflict anymore. It's about
So it's about what I believe.
I know.
This is
Yeah.
this. Now they have the opinion on the conflict. Now, like it's not doing anything.
But returning back to, returning back to the, on the cultural perspective, like on hip hop, like the gatekeepers and everything and etc. or what's happening. Like I think it's more like with the balance of things that we do understand that everything stemmed out from, of course, our passion in dancing, with the community,
Yep.
knowing the history, knowing everything. But I think there should be a certain point in time that your life should not revolve just around it. Like it's gonna be a big part of it, but if you're just gonna if you stick yourself with that dynamic in your life and you don't concern yourself with longevity in terms of like providing yourself with your own your resources, like building a sustainable having the financial freedom, the stability and everything, and you just concern yourself with that, man, that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
One thing I can add up to it is like I think because a lot of the hip hop people here are like stuck in because hip hop was born in the streets, but they don't understand that hip hop doesn't have to stay there. Like sometimes we have to elevate the hip hop scene, just like what everybody is doing.
Hip hop did not stay in the street. The dancers
Yeah.
want to believe that.
Yeah,
The rappers are not in the
exactly.
streets.
Oh my
Exactly.
They're not
gosh.
ciphering rapping in the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Oh my
in
gosh.
bolts, jets.
Yep.
They're
exactly.
all iced up, bro. Like
Exactly, Michael.
everything to
None of
the
them are
T.
like going through the
even
same
just in
struggle.
dance, even just in dance, the OGs in dance are now having jobs opportunities in mainstream and stuff, so they can be sustainable somehow. But the problem is like the I think the what do you call this? I'm not saying because now purist back in the purist is not a bad thing, but now I think purist is being a bad thing. Sometimes it's
Sorry, it's going
out of
over the
hand.
top.
It's like out of hand right now.
Yeah.
Like when you're like
but
hip hop.
but you'd be able to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
can,
that
I can sense. I can understand it. But again, if you're too streets, you're always like on the survival instinct. I should be there. I should be invited and something like that. But not really connecting on the community and hating on the new gens. Not building your community to be better and not being a good example. And sometimes you see conflicts handled publicly, not privately, because me growing up as a new gen, or I can say I'm not a new gen, I'm a middleman. Like but the one thing that I learned from,
That's a good term. We meet them in.
we're like middle childs. Right?
Middle child.
We experience the OGs and the new gen. Like, yeah.
The bridge,
So
right?
one thing that,
You're the
one
bridge.
thing that helped me through growing to this community is the private conversations that I had, because I feel that's more genuine instead of like people are correcting me publicly. And I was a kid. Like I was a kid back day. Like yeah, I can agree that I did some bad things, but I'm not guided. But these people that like guided me privately, that's where like I can feel they're genuine. And now I learn, I can listen to them. But a lot of times when I realized the people that corrected me publicly was more of for them, not for me. It's for them to
It's for more for show.
for them to I'm correcting this guy, I know this. So but yeah, for a lot of like you, especially the new gens, like you can if it can be handled privately, please handle it privately, because a lot of times it could be fixed privately, not dance battles. Even if you have like 20 rounds, 30 rounds, if your conflict is not
If
well
you're not
conversed,
able to address it, the
It's still
dance
there.
battle
won't work.
Won't work.
Yeah. So we do dance battle,
Yeah.
but we talk. The talk is
Yeah.
the most important thing. So we settle for the things.
That I agree. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for real. Wow, that was long. I thought I was the host. So okay, sorry. Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
cool. Yeah.
So yeah. That's good
That was a great
conversation.
talk.
though.
Yeah, I
Great
like that.
talk.
That
Great
was-
talk.
Yeah.
Great talk.
How about in the UK? Like how is it there?
Yeah, how is it?
How is it there?
How is it in the UK?
I went there like last year. Yeah, I was with Shout out to Genesis because I was in the UK with them. Yeah,
UDO?
Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin and
Sick.
YG. They're here. They're over there. You just don't see it. They're here. Yeah, I was then. How is it there? The scene there.
Currently, I don't know because I'm not around.
Oh.
When I was around, it was when I first moved. It was very stale. Like the scene was stagnating. There was nothing. There was things happening, but dancers were just stuck in one place. And I saw that because I came, and I grew leaps and bounds. And I looked around me, and the people were just stuck somewhere. Despite the fact there was a lot of talent there, so that's why I created Gnosis in the first place. I took a group of people and like work with them and build them and expanding their horizon. Then I think there's new generation of dancers that are coming through that I've seen from the outside looking in, but I would not be able to tell this. Well, I can only account from like what Avian told me recently because it's there. It's like, it's not the greatest.
It's
The
so
same
so.
thing. Like, there's a lot of like people that used to be in the scene that I think I left. But there's some like new gen dancers that doing as much as they can. Like they from I think Birmingham or Manchester. They call UPG, a young guy cocaine, and they're like 20, and they're trying to push as much without relying on like structure that exists, and just like trying to like put I guess their mark. But in this, the holistic way of like dance, generally speaking, the UK has a lot of opportunities. There's like, because there's different pathway for dance. There's hip hop theater, there's dance theater, there's musicals, there's brand deals, there's teaching avenues. They also have a lot of like diverse competitions. You got company work, so there's a lot of like diverse range of things that you can do in London, and also this is a major economy, so there's a lot more investment into possibilities that you can do. But in terms of like the dance freestyle scene, it's
But what part are you in UK?
Huh?
What part do you live in?
I lived in London.
In London.
Yeah,
London
yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
Lot of things happening in London. Like in
yeah,
terms
that's
of
the epicenter of almost Europe in terms of like art and stuff. Yeah, London was. It's been great. Now the UK is going to shits though. They trying to like mimic China's totalitarian system and everything, so it's not the same. They're going through some weird phases, but yeah, the early 2010s to like 2016, it was great. It was a great place to be in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of changes. Always inevitable. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we don't have much time, but I just want to like address something. Not address, this is addresses, but I would just want to like say thank you to Shaadow personally
Yes.
Oh,
for
pleasure.
The main man.
for going here in the community, because just so people know, he paid his own flight ticket. He's the one paying for the ones winning on the no games. So
It's all expense paid,
Yeah.
right? Oh my.
Yeah, travel.
yeah, it's
and
not
accommodation.
all I don't know, but it's
Well,
like travel, like, and the
We're not
accommodation.
paying for your food though.
But yeah, it's still
No.
it's the major ones. It's the major expense. But But yeah. So yeah, I just want to give a huge shout out for Shadow for coming over in the community and just really building here for the community as well. For when I was talking to him, is like he has like the same heart as JV as well.
Yeah.
And when I keep on talking to them, it's like when you're building with when you're talking to someone, it's a natural connection that you
Yeah.
really want to build something for the community, and that's like when JV connected me Shadow, we just instantly like click. But before when we were like the event was canceled, right? The first
Yeah,
one.
yeah, the first one.
Because it was like there's like an event
At the
happening.
same time.
Yeah, and of course we want to involve all the hip hop community, and we don't
Yeah.
want any conflicts about the hip hop community on the schedule, in terms of scheduling. So now we reschedule and everything, and it flowed naturally. This
Yeah,
time,
he actually smooth flow.
right?
Like
Because the
super
last time,
smooth.
and the last time we actually planned this is I was still planning on the recital and everything that's happening on the studio. That's why sometimes I can't reply to him. Like I'm sorry, and then it
But
was.
then I figured out, yeah, the kid, I was
And
like,
then
oh,
ha-
you busy, bro.
And the kid,
got a
Cyan,
baby, it's cool.
Cyan's just like 4 months back then. It was like, man, I'm still hands-on.
It's all in the right time.
Yeah,
bro.
but
it's all in the right time.
that's why I posted a status like everything happened so natural this
Yeah.
time, and yeah, so I just wanna like have like a bit an appreciation of Shadow personally.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Big
For-
shouts,
for
big
for the
shouts.
community here. Yeah.
And this is the third time, so like you really
No, I'm gonna
doing it.
come like every year, once a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll look forward to it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And yes, please, hip hop community, please come through on Sunday.
No
yeah.
games. Yeah.
Show up, show up,
Show up, show up, show up.
Salamat,
Yeah.
salamat.
Yes. Yes. So yeah. Do you guys want to plug something else more?
Yeah, the
Very
merch
good.
dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you already know. That was an insightful conversation.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
And just so you know, you didn't plan any questions or
Yeah, no
everything. It just
questions
flowed
like
naturally.
this.
I was
You know how we
freestyle.
do.
Plan.
It's just freestyle. Yeah. So and also, if I could be able to plug for the hip hop community on November 15, of course we have
Yeah,
the kickoff.
TKO, right?
TKO. Semi Blank's gonna be here. Sanju's gonna be here. That would be better if Shadow's still here, but JV will pay up until November 15th for Shadow. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, so yeah, but everything's moving. Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, Kaleidoscope.
Damn,
Yeah,
Kaleidoscope,
Please keep
yeah.
supporting I Got Colors. They're
Yes.
they're really good, doing a really good thing about the community for the
Yeah.
community always.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want to plug in the conspiracy as well because the conspiracy is like built for the new gens as well because there's like rookie divisions, so it's gonna be safe space for the new gens because a lot of like people in the new gen are really scared to battle.
Yeah.
This is your safe space, so you have experience, so you can have like the slice of it, like the experience of it. So how magical it is after.
Yeah.
So yeah, come true for the hip hop heads. We rarely see a dance event that's like. It's gonna be paid for flight and accommodation. So please come through. It's really good opportunity for the hip hop community as well. Yeah. Thank you guys.
JV.
JV?
I just want to say thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Adong. Thank you, Kuya Jamas, for one of my inspiration and also my mentors. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No,
No.
that's good.
Big shout. Big shout out to. Oh my gosh, my mic. Big shout out to James, of course, always for the community colors. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for this special episode of Colors Podcast. The main man, Shadow. We have J Hop. Oh my God, my mic and the big dog Miguel. And we'll see you again next time. Peace.
Peace, guys. Wow, that's good.
Wow, that was good. Nice talk with you.
That's a good podcast.
Can we have a picture?
Yeah, we have a picture. Let's go. Post something.